Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. You are watching, what are we calling this series again?
Life after prep.
Life after prep. There you go, guys. It's kind of weird trying to remember that I'm not prepping right now. So this has been a hectic week. We've had, as always, a lot of stuff going on. So I thought I'd probably start by just chatting about what a day looks like for me on a regular basis. A few of you have kind of said, you know, what is your day-to-day job like? Are you coaching mostly? Are you just training, living the high life? Definitely not. So this week for me has been kind of a bit of a sprint when it comes to like getting things done. I have been at the office every night until about 9 o'clock or just after. So I usually get into the gym first thing in the morning. If I have cardio that I've got to get done, I always love to do that first. It's kind of like part of my routine. I get up, get outside or go and do my stairs, whatever it is. And then I come back, have my coffee. It's kind of just the woosah. Kind of plan out some content for the day, and then I go back to the gym and start my resistance training program. So that's been really good. The last couple of weeks we have a new coach that has started with us, so I've actually been really lucky to have Teresa kind of joining me with my training, which has been excellent. It's nice to have a little bit of a motivator and someone to push you, because all of my training in the lead up to the last contest prep has pretty much been solo. And for any of you that have competed, it's really tough to do it on your own towards the end. It's mentally challenging as well as being physically challenging. So I wish that I had have had that back then. But I'm never going to complain when I get a training buddy. So my training's been going really well. I kind of took a month off from a structured workout program just over Christmas. I had one that I could follow. And at the time I was getting programming done with the Strength Cave. So Andres was programming up until then. And then, yeah, with all the travel and just being in kind of remote locations, so Napa Valley, obviously, there's not really many powerlifting gyms out that way. So, I actually really enjoyed just not following a structured program. I got to do other people's workouts for a change, and I kind of kept a bit of tab on the volume that I was doing and making sure that I wasn't like letting myself go. Yeah, I hadn't followed a program for 4 weeks, which is very unusual for me. So kind of got back into it, I guess, starting in January, and I am intending on doing my powerlifting meet in May. So I've just started programming back in some of my heavier lifts, but working on some different variations to kind of help improve my strength. So for example, my squats in this current program, I've got pause squats. So a 2-second eccentric, 3-second hold at the bottom, really working on that bottom strength, that bottom drive, and hopefully that will have some carryover into my actual 1 rep max when I'm competing. And because I'd also taken a little bit of time off deadlifting, my new program that I've just put together, I've started back with a nice easy trap bar deadlift rather than getting straight back into some heavy conventionals or sumos, just to ease my back into those lifts, because I do find certainly in the first couple of weeks I get kind of sore when I haven't done them for a little while. So this is kind of like a nice introduction back into deadlifting, which is probably going to be my best lift. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, training has been really good. I've been training at a few different gym locations and just using some different equipment, which has been great. Yeah, after I get my training done in the morning, I usually run home, literally run, and try and get myself organized, ready for the day of work, which starts around 12. So I'm usually in the office from sometime around midday through to this week, 9 o'clock at night, and it's just back to back to back with different tasks. So I thought I would share with you a little bit about some of the stuff that we've kind of been doing this past week. So outside of my client check-in days, so at the moment I have 2 full days of client check-ins, which usually takes me goodness. It really varies depending on the need of the client in any given week. As you know, life sometimes throws things at you. In some weeks I have clients that are like, oh my God, I need help. So I've got to spend a lot more time kind of, coaching them back through certain situations. That's usually a 6 hour or 5 hour kind of back to back, no breaks kind of task. And then once I've done that, I usually then get to work on responding to emails and things like that. So this week we have been planning the 16-week diet and lifestyle remodel. So it is now, I think, our fifth challenge or program, and it's been really successful in the past. So every time we've kind of onboarded a new coach, we run a huge challenge, which has been really fun. So this year has been a little unique in that now we have all 7 of our coaches kind of on board, myself included. Yeah, that's been so much fun planning. It's been pretty stressful actually, because we needed to kind of get some new images for everybody, and that's taken quite a bit of planning. So yeah, that's been one of the projects that we've been working on to kind of get finished. So if you're wanting to be a part of this challenge, you can, and I'll go through what the prizes are. So we start on February 1st. It's essentially a 16-week nutrition coaching program that is focusing on long-term positive behavioural change. So looking at the aspects of your lifestyle that are not kind of, aligning with your goals, and working out strategies to, get you closer to your goal, and just make this part of your, life. In the program, you get to work with one of the coaches. So all the coaches are open for this challenge, and yeah, it's just going to be fantastic. But essentially there's going to be 4 prize winners, a grand prize winner who will get the opportunity to be flown here to Tampa, Florida, and kind of hang out with the BioLane team, and we will be putting you up, covering your flights. So that sounds like it will be pretty fun, whoever gets to come and hang out. I know we're all excited. And then we're doing 3 runner-up prize getters as well, and they will receive 12 weeks of complimentary nutrition coaching, access to the workout builder, copies of our books. There's a whole host of good stuff that's included in this remodel. So that's been happening this week. I think last week I was talking about my glute factories. So one of the things that Nina and I have been working hard at is getting together all of our promotional videos. You've got to have stuff to sell things, right? So Chino and Nina and I found a few awesome little locations last weekend, and did a full day basically of filming, getting photos, so that we can kind of showcase the product in real life, how it actually works. For people that are at home or people that are focused on, gym-based workouts, we wanted to make sure that we can, accommodate both types of, fitness goer. So, and then what else? Content planning. That's a huge factor into our day. So for Lane, for all of our coaches, we have to be really busy with our content and making sure that there's posts every single day without fail, and making sure that it's what the people want. We want to make sure that it's valuable to you guys. So, there's a lot of researching that goes in behind that. What are the questions that are being asked? So you spend hours, putting all this stuff together. And then, for me and Lane, I guess our background is in the academic world. So we spend a lot of time reading through lit reviews and publications to actually put together, a scientific evidence-based infographic, but then in a way that makes sense for you guys if that's not necessarily your background. So this week I had to put together 2 which were on coconut oil, because it's such a fad product. People are like, oh, is it better than olive oil or canola oil? Should I use it? Is it better for this? So I have put some of those together this week, and then Meal creation, that's also something that I really enjoy doing, but trying to find time. So it kind of has to just work in with my lifestyle. So if I, am trying to get ready to come to work and I know I've got to have a food post at some point this week, that whatever I make kind of has to be something that I can eat because I don't have time to do all this stuff. So, I really do try to put a lot of effort into creating like fun meals, but that are macro friendly and that you guys like, but that are still easy enough to do. Like, I'm running to my next task each day and I want them to be things that are easy and simple without like 50,000 ingredients. So, I kind of put together all of those recipes, make sure the macros are good, and then I've got to like remember to photo shoot them before I eat them, and then it's just a bit of a mess really. So my day I feel like a hot mess. Like right now, we were trying to run an IG live while I was like, okay, they're on my set. So like Tuna has to come in like, guys, can you move? Like it's just crazy. So, I feel like sometimes I just wish I had a little bit of a button where I could just relax and just have some silence. Like I drive a lot in my car with no music just because it's the only quiet time that I would get. Or if I've been speaking all day talking to clients, I'm like, I need to stop using my voice, so I'm gonna, wreck my vocal cords just from talking all day. That's kind of like the life, I guess, and it's pretty consistently like that. And, we have Carbon coming up, which Carbon, if you didn't notice, that's almost ready to go. So last night and the day before, Lane and I got to film all of the videos for our help center for Carbon app. So if you guys are using it and you have a question, hopefully we've recorded a video that answers that for you. So I think between me and Lane and Keith Crocker as well, one of our dietitians and coaches here at Team BioLane, I think we filmed about 60 videos covering just random topics that we know you guys are going to ask. So that's been my week so far. Oh, hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to learn more about this, why don't you check out our books online at the BioLane store. Links are in the description below. All right, that's enough of that. Back to the video. Oh, and I went to Steve Aoki on the weekend. That was fun. That was like my little bit of downtime. So I went out with my nanny, Kelsey. She's all about, electronic music, I guess. I used to listen to it, but hey, life happens and then you kind of get out of touch. So she was like, hey, he's going to be here. And I'm like, what, in Tampa? So we went and did that. We also did a pancake challenge. I think a few of us, Lane came along, we had to do a vlog. We went to IHOP and just ordered the most indulgent pancakes we could find and got the macros and just talked about it. And so that's going to be another fun video that's coming for you guys. We're just trying to keep it interesting. Yeah, that's my working week. There's a lot of things. We also got these back. So I have to read this and make sure that or proof it and make sure there's no formatting stuff. But these are going to be available at the Arnold's. So if you would like the hard copy, they are limited. It's the Arnold's only. They probably won't be available for, I can imagine, at least the next 6 months. If Lane has anything to do with it, it's going to be more like a year. So yeah, hard copy of the reverse dieting guide at the Arnold's. It's coming up in March. What else can I tell you guys? I hope this isn't boring to you, but a lot of people ask what life looks like, so I'm just telling you how it is. We do have the Arnold's coming up, so there's been some preparation going into that. We're trying to get together some cool, prizes and things for people that sign up for coaching when we go to the Arnold's. So, and it's also my birthday while we're away, so I think we're going to have a little bit of a BioLane, and I'm just going to tag or piggyback onto that party for my birthday. So kind of looking forward to that. It's going to be a little chilly, but it's nice to have some, diversity with our living. It's really hot most of the time in Tampa, so I'm not going to complain about spending a week in the cool. But diet-wise, holy crap. This week, I actually had to pull my macros back. I think I mentioned last week I had a few days where I exceeded my calories by quite a bit. So in a bid to kind of come back into calorie balance, I actually dropped my macro targets back down to something that wasn't very fun for me. But again, at the end of the day, my goal was to kind of keep my body composition right where it was and not exceed it by too much, because I'm happy with that. And yeah, that just meant that this week was a little more challenging or more restricted than I would have liked. But this coming week, the things are starting to move in a more positive direction. So I think we'll finish today's video off and have a look at just how awful my nutrition was this week. You know, we have a lot going on, so it's really hard to, and I'm sure many of you are busy too. You just feel like you can't get on top of things. But this week I did hit my targets, which is good. They are much lower than what I would have liked my calorie targets and macros to have been. But next week, again, I'm just trying to slowly get them back up to where I was, because I just went so hard, way over calories, and I did put on a little bit of weight. So now it's like, okay, well, if I want to get back to where I was, I have to rein back in the calories again so that my weight starts to stabilize. So let's jump over. We'll have a look at my screen. I'll share my data with you and what I did for my training. You can see how they kind of paired. And yeah, I think that's probably where we'll finish this video. Okay, guys. So you are looking at my progress this week. I'm just going to fill in a few little things while I'm here so it all makes sense to you guys. So going back to Monday the 13th, so you can see I set my targets pretty low. They're not much fun at all. 1,500 calories, that's low for me, considering, you know, what I have got to try and get done in the week. But that is absolutely my own fault. I have to take some accountability and responsibility for the week previous. I had 2 days over the weekend, and I probably talked about it in last week's video. I would have consumed maybe 2,800 calories on a couple of days consecutive, and it's just way above what my maintenance is. And when you kind of push outside that 10% range of your maintenance calories, you will gain weight. I knew it was going to happen, and I dreaded getting on the scale the next day, but I just needed to own it, and I did. So yeah, as a consequence, I just pulled my calories back for this last week to kind of bring myself back into balance. And you'll see here on the screen, you can see my weight is starting to trickle back down towards the end of the week, which is great. And I was expecting it, but sometimes it takes a little bit longer for things to move. So you can see I'd got up to 64.5, and that's not a weight that I wanted to be at. My ideal, if I can maintain it, would be sitting right on 63. If I can sneak a bit under, that's amazing. But I think my set point, or where my body is happy to be, is probably, truth be told, around 64. But I'm really trying to give this, or my goal is to make sure that this reverse is successful and really stay where I want to be. So 64.5 at the beginning of the week. By Wednesday, I've only come down, 300 grams, or 0.6, just over 0.6 pounds. And then by Friday, still hasn't moved too much. I've only lost half a kilo. I'm at 63.9. And then my weight on Sunday drops down to 62.9. But that is an artificially low weigh-in, and that is because on Saturday night we did the Steve, is that how you spell his name? Aoki. So a lot of dancing and a very late night. I was probably up until about 3 in the morning. So that's like 7 hours past my bedtime. So I'm active for 7 extra hours that I wouldn't normally be active, burning calories and not really fueling myself too much more, to be honest. So I think I had a few tequila shots, and I didn't put those in here. So this day was actually higher in calories. But yeah, I weighed in really low that day for that reason. I was just, my total daily energy expenditure on Saturday would have been much, much greater than what's normal. So this is probably a little bit low. I haven't actually been on the scales this week. I've just kind of been so busy and distracted, I haven't taken a weight. But my personal goal is to get usually 2 weights per week just for an off season. When I'm competing, I try and do it daily because there's usually progress that's needing to be made, and I like to see that I'm actually on track. So this week I actually was a little low on calories, but and also if I truth be told, and I put the alcohol in that I had on Saturday night, I'm probably over, or at least on track. My protein was good. I was a little low on my carbohydrates, a little bit low on my fats here, but it's probably been made up for the fact that I was doing some drinking. So yeah, 95% compliant this week to my calorie target, and my weight started to move back to where it needed to be. So this week's been really positive so far. I'm excited to see how I go. I'll be putting all this data in for next week, and we'll continue to show you how I've done. And hopefully I have another update for you with some more exciting progress with all the things that are kind of happening in our life at the moment. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in. This is totally a different style of video for me. It's very personal, and it's probably a little bit more like day-to-day in a life. So I will be trying to get some more vlog style footage for you guys so that you can kind of see what I'm getting up to. So it's interesting and fun to watch. And of course, if you guys have any questions, please leave a question below in the comment section. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, give me a subscribe. We have so many different series and educational topics on my channel. So if you haven't had a good look through, click the videos button when you are signed into my channel, and you can see all of the different topics. So hopefully you can take something valuable away from those videos. All right, until next week, we'll see you then.